Welcome in. Good afternoon. It's the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. I'm your host, Robin Kelly, joined today here by my co-host, Curtis Phillips, a.k.a. Mr. Philly Picks, as we take you down till 6 o'clock here on the Big X. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for listening here today. No J.R. Anderson, our other co-host, as he is out. He's I can't say covering, but he is at a Jeffersonville high school basketball game because he trains one of the players on the team, so it's his first game tonight, first home game. JR wants to go, see how he does, see what the progress looks like. Obviously, if you're training a kid, you got to see what they're doing in game as well, so you know how to address that. So we'll be missing him today. If you have any training needs for anybody in your family, friends or family, young people in the Kentuckiana area, let us know. We've got a Ticket Puncher trainer here. But Mr. Philly Picks, how are you doing today, sir?
Going good, Roman. Doing good. Ready to dissect Thursday's slate, man. So I'm doing well. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to get into what we've got tonight. A lot of the NBA teams back in action. It feels like it's been a little bit of a hiatus just because of the NBA Cup stuff. And then the game following the NBA Cup, we only had a couple of matchups. So back to action, regularly scheduled programming tonight in the NBA. And I'm excited for that, of course. We also have some college basketball, and I want to get some real good college football discussion going on because, like we mentioned yesterday, there's bowl games happening. There's also college football playoffs starting tomorrow, and we've been discussing some lines, looking at some movements, and we want to just make sure we find the right spots. Curtis, I think there's a lot of good odds on the table for some of these teams. Some of the spreads are small. We're not a big spread kind of a show here. We like the small spreads. We like the tea stuff. We like the water stuff. So we're going to try to do that with some of the college football we've got ahead. Let's get into last night, Curtis. We'll start with the official punches. Last night was a bit interesting because the Ticket Punchers triple punch parlay was right there. It was right there for the taking. We had it. Obviously, your pick with the Nasri, 20-plus points and rebounds, covered pretty easily. He got that, I'm not going to say early in the fourth, but with plenty of time to spare in a game in which they were at a deficit. So you knew there was offense, go and run, try to get as many buckets as we can to get back into that game. And he was able to cover for him. Also, no Anthony Edwards, meaning that prop became even more likely. But obviously you lose the odds on it because he becomes a go-to scorer now. We also had my Josh Giddey, 8-plus rebounds. We have some success there as he finishes with a 11, I believe. Last I looked at that game before it was on, I saw he caught to the 11 mark, and then I turned my attention back to Timberwolves. But we lose the triple punch parlay piece due to the Timberwolves money line, unfortunately for us. We had Memphis plus 9.5 on an official punch yesterday. We were able to hit that one. We had that Memphis was a jab from listener Dave. Yep. We also had the jab last night with Alabama, but I lose the Xavier prop at minus 2.5. What was your night like last night with your officials and just the night of betting for you, Curtis?
Yeah, overall it's been a pretty good week trying to, just get back in the rhythm of things. As far as last night goes, we do go 2-0. We cashed the Florida team total. They go just over. It was at 99.5. They finished at 102. So we cashed that, and then we also cashed the Jalen Tyson over 19.5 points and rebounds. I believe he finished with 23 or 24. So a nice 2-0 day yesterday on that, kind of just weird slate. Not many games going on yesterday, but, glad to get some winners in. So, yeah.
Yep, we hit the Julius Randle, 20-plus points, Josh Giddey, 8-plus points. Those were picks in the Running with Roman show yesterday. I didn't give a Big X Big Bet out today in the Running with Roman show. Unfortunately, we were at a fast-paced talk with Rashawn Myers chatting about a little bit of Louisville basketball earlier today. So we're going to give out a good amount of punches for today because I've got a lot I like tonight, if I'm being honest. I haven't gotten a lot of certain player props, but we got some teams that we're looking into. Philly, you're back on track 2-0 night. I feel like when this happens with you, you typically start streaking. Right, get on you find a couple of heaters, find some things you like. You start reading the board a little bit, getting a little bit more in deep with some of the plays you like, because you'll get into the creative stuff. I'm a creative bettor, but I'm not really necessarily like always confident in some of those abnormal plays that I give out. So I tend to hold back. I need to just stop doing that because those typically are the times I have success. Right, when I'm just going off the instinct on the information and research I do. But that's all good. We're going to get right tonight with the triple punch. Philly, obviously, on a 2-0 night. I'm 0-1 technically in terms of official punches yesterday. Hit all my jabs, though, of course. Memphis, Alabama, Julius Randle, Josh Giddey. And you had the Florida team total as well, so they covered that.
Yeah.
We've been pretty good in college basketball as of late, though, Curtis. So I kind of want to start there tonight. There's not a lot of enticing games tonight, but there are a lot of evenly matched games tonight. So I wanted to see if you were maybe interested in trying to find a prop in one of these kind of like lesser opponent games, not necessarily a lot of name brand kind of teams playing. I do have an interesting one though. I mean, Norfolk State at 4-7 tonight, going and seeing Grambling, which I believe is actually on a neutral court. Norfolk State's going to win this game. They are 0-6 on the road going up against the Grambling team that has had some success, but I like Norfolk State in this one. They are, 72% chance to win this game at 7:30 on ESPNU. That is my first official bet of the day. I've made a lot of money on Norfolk State last year, Philly, and San Francisco. I've been trying to read San Francisco this year, but the books know that they're good. All of the teams that they're supposed to win, they win handedly, and they don't ever give us any close lines. But I'm on Norfolk State tonight going up against Grambling. One of those weird matchups, We've got a Winthrop and North Dakota game. There's all those kinds of matchups tonight, right? And I wanted to see where you were at if you had anything in one of these weird games.
Yeah, so originally, I did a deep dig, this morning around, 2, 3 a.m. Specifically for team totals. I was eyeing Oklahoma State and put those two in my notes. Team totals typically drop in between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. So when I checked it this morning, they was unfortunately a little bit too high for my liking. So honestly, I don't like too much on today's slate in college basketball. So I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow and this weekend to attack some more spreads or team totals. But yeah, I'm not forcing anything in college basketball today.
I feel that it does kind of start to feel like you're like not necessarily forcing things on all picks, but trying to see like force yourself to find something you like, right? Versus kind of knowing what you like and feeling the books out, feeling the slate out. I do have one more prop tonight that we'll make this one a jab. It's not going to be an official one. Murray State, it is in action tonight at 8-3 with Drake coming and visiting them. Drake Bulldogs have been a team that's known for being, better than people expect. They're not really at that level this year. Unfortunately, I think Murray State is at that kind of Murray State level, right, where they're going and winning these kinds of games against opponents that are in conference or even like kind of similar to conference level opponents. Give me Murray State tonight. They're 7.5 point favorites. I took them 4-7, so at -6.5 on this one to get a win in conference here. But I wanted to see where you wanted to go next, Curtis. Those are the two plays I like in college basketball. There's not really much else going on. Only one top 25 team in action tonight, which is Georgia, I believe, right?
Yeah, Georgia, yep.
Yep, Georgia and West Carolina going at it. Georgia, 32.5 point favorites. That's the number 25 team in the nation right now. So I'm going to be staying away from that one. But give me Norfolk State -1.5 as an official. And then I do like Murray State to cover 6.5 tonight against Drake. Now, Philly, talk to me. We've got college football on tonight. Missouri State, Arkansas State in the Xbox Bowl. Arkansas State, 1.5 point favorites again in another bowl game matchup here that we've had so far this season. Arkansas State, 6-6 on the season. with Missouri State coming in at 7-5 on the season. Missouri State, if I'm being honest, they played a tougher schedule, in my opinion, than Arkansas State did. Arkansas State, I want to say, I can't even say one better games. They played a couple good teams close, but I really do think that Missouri State gets the job done in this one, Philly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know too much about, Arkansas State and, what they've done this year, but I did dibble and dabble with Missouri State a few times this season, and they cashed me the few times I did bet on them. So, pending all their, injury news, transfer portal news, I mean, I don't think that would be a bad look.
Yeah, I'm going to rock with Missouri State tonight. Give me them on the money line straight up. It's not an official or anything, but just us addressing some sports that we're going to be tuning into tonight, if not watching at least the game casting, how the score looks in that one throughout it. I am going to throw a little bit out there on it just because I do, like kind of how Philly said. It's like when I know something about one team and I don't know about the other, that's probably not a good betting spot necessarily. But when I know I've seen Missouri State, defense kind of look good at certain points this season. Offense can kind of make things happen. They've got a running back who's been pretty daggone good this year in that Lawrence kid for Missouri State. So I think that, they probably, if he plays in this one, they're going to just kind of pound the pill with him there. Both teams will throw the rock a good amount, but I like ultimately for the run game in this one with Arkansas State to kind of be the factor in which they're able to have the ball more and score more points. So that's that for the bowl game tonight. Nothing else on in college football tonight. We will have more bowl games tomorrow on top of a college football playoff game tomorrow. We'll have Kennesaw State, West Michigan at it in the morning tomorrow. Memphis and North Carolina State at it at 2:30. And then the heavy hitter at night, Alabama versus Oklahoma, which we are going to get into this a little bit tomorrow as well. Alabama still currently 1.5-point dogs to Oklahoma. I am kind of starting to feel like that line won't move much since it's sitting at a pick'em, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does shift to 1.5 in Alabama's favor. Mm-hmm. Anything tomorrow, or at least line-wise that you're maybe trying to pay attention to, Curtis, see if how you see any trends moving?
Yeah. I don't remember if it was you or JR that mentioned, I think we're all going to be on Alabama. And as you mentioned that live movement, I do think, there's going to be a lot of sharp money on Bama tomorrow. So I do see that line, switching to Alabama's favor. So it's probably good to hop on that now. I think I'm going to end up taking them tonight. And I like what Western Michigan did in that bowl game versus Miami. Obviously, I was on Miami of Ohio. Western Michigan, they look pretty good in that game. They're running. I think they put up like in between 200 or 300 plus yards on the ground. So I like their running game. So I'll do a little bit digging tonight, see the opt-ins and opt-outs of that bowl game. But, if everything's looking right for Western Michigan, I'll probably hop on them tomorrow morning as well.
Yeah, Western Michigan, they have the running back and quarterback, or the running back, quarterback. It's like a partnership of running the ball there. Yeah. Their second-string running back will also kind of come in and run the ball for them a bit. I mean, in those bowl game situations where teams value the possession so much, yeah, the teams that run the ball better typically have more success in my eyes. So I'll be with you on the Western Michigan tomorrow as well. I don't have a read on Memphis and NC State. Memphis looked good in some games that they won this year, and they look bad in the games that they lost this year. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably be staying away from Memphis and NC State. With that being said, I like a player prop in that game tomorrow. We'll get into on the show tomorrow. Hollywood Smothers. I'll go ahead and give you the name now. There will be a Hollywood Smothers player prop in that game tomorrow, assuming he plays in that one. I haven't seen that he's not, so I'll have to go check. But, yeah, that's the college football talk for us. We do have one that, like I mentioned, the one game tonight. We're rocking with Missouri. I'm rocking with Missouri State on that one as an official jab for me on the show. Jab means I'm betting it, but I'm not necessarily telling you guys to come tail. I'm just saying that this is something I'm in on tonight based on what I've seen. Norfolk State, that's the research to play there, though, on the basketball side of things at 1.5. All right, Philly, here's where we've got to go down. Before we look into props tonight, I want to do a bit of a reevaluation on some mid-season awards, and I'm going to have you guess in the NBA where, based on your opinion, without having looked at the odds, which I'm sure you're an odd. You look at odds. You probably looked at the season award odds in the last couple of weeks, but I want you to try to guess the answer to these questions here. All right?
All
In
right.
the NBA, based on what you know so far right now, who do you think currently leads the betting odds for MVP?
I'll go SGA.
SGA is in the lead at plus 110. Do you have a guess on who's second?
Let's go Nikola.
Nikola Jokic at plus 200. Luka Doncic at the third spot at plus 300. And then there's a big jump in odds there with Cade Cunningham at plus 7,500, which I mean, plus 7,500. I mean, it's kind of what he's doing with the Pistons squad, not necessarily fully statistically, but being the go-to guy, leading that team in assists, leading that team in scoring, and them getting the wins they're getting. Is it really that big of a discrepancy between Luka and Cade at plus 300 and plus 7,500? And I mean, you guys see it. Lakers fan right here, Luka fan, not an all-time Luka fan as of last year, had to be. But I think it's kind of surprising they're not giving Cade Cunningham a little bit more respect in that one. Defensive Player of the Year. Who do you got? Who do you think who do you think's leading the betting odds on this one? This is also FanDuel currently at the moment. We probably need to be on DraftKings for these, but who do you think leads the MVP or the current DPOY race on the betting side of things?
That's a good one. Obviously, Wemby's missed a handful of games, so I'm not going to go him at the front runner. I really haven't heard much of Mobley, Gobert, like the last few. Let me go a sneaky one. I'm going to go with Dyson Daniels.
No Dyson Daniels. He is in the top 8 at the 8th spot.
Oh,
I like that shout there for Dyson Daniels, but because they dropped some games,
right.
The record not kind of putting them where they need to be for that. You know this one. You know this one.
Jeez, it's probably an obvious one that I.
Let me give you a hint that'll give it away here. Who's the best defender on the best defensive team? Yes.
Under Cason Wallace?
No, Chet Holmgren. Come on, Philly.
Duh.
You knew that.
Yeah.
What is he? I mean, I think in terms of qualifications, he's up there in blocks right now per game, right around Miles Turner and Wemby and stuff. The defensive rating when he's on and off the floor, it's kind of funny. Like, I feel like certain statistics, they use certain statistics for certain players. Like, right. Wemby's up there because of his blocks per game, right? And what the numbers are for him statistically in terms of stocks and whatnot. But we've got Chet up there because of what the defensive rating is when he's on the floor. Right. And then we've got Dyson Daniels up there because of the steals per game. Like it's a big fluctuation with Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah. But Chet is currently in the league. I think you'll get this one with fairly easy. Who do you think's in the league for Rookie of the Year?
Coop.
After that 40-point performance, he went from plus like even line and minus money to now sitting at minus 185. Con Knipple would probably have to have a 50-point game, I think, to overtake Cooper in this one, or like 5 straight 30-point games or something like that with a couple game winners in there maybe. Yeah. But at the moment, it's Cooper's to lose. Most improved. We chatted about this one at the beginning of the year on our predictions with this one. I didn't think the race for this one's cheese because number 2 and number 3 for the best odds to win most improved player in the NBA right now are not guys that have made insane jumps compared to what we knew of them last year. Right now, the guy at the lead, if you don't know, a lot of people don't know about him in terms of the jump that he's made. So I understand the guy at the lead, but second place and third place don't belong on here. Fourth place should be in second place. Third place should be, fifth place should be in third. I'll give you a hint. Jalen Johnson is at number 2 and Austin Reeves is at number 3. In my opinion, statistically, yes, Jalen Johnson has made a jump, but he showcased everything he's showcasing right now at the end of last year. Right. Austin Reeves, the efficiency's gone up, right? You can tell he's obviously a better finisher at the rim. I think the performances without Luka and or LeBron, where he's getting 40-point double-doubles, kind of skyrockets him a bit. But I don't think there's been a massive jump in ability. You know, like when you look at the 4th spot at Jalen Duren and the 5th spot at Josh Giddey, those are players that just 2 years ago they weren't making impacts. And now they're 1B on their team, if not, the second option kind of solidified. Those are the kinds of players that need to be in there. And then Ryan Rollins finishing it out at the 6th spot, which is kind of, I believe, who a lot of people predicted at the beginning of the season. Who do you think is in the lead, though?
Oh, I just had 2 names in my mind. I just lost track of one, but I honestly don't even think he's first. I would have expected him to be in this maybe 3, 4, 5 range. Let me go Michael Porter Jr.
I don't know why he's not up there. I like that pick. Denny Avdia.
Avdia, yes. Oh, my gosh, yes.
So Denny Avdia has had massive jumps in his numbers this season, obviously becoming the number 1 option out there. Jerami Grant, I believe, ended last season or started the season with an injury that kind of helped Denny Avdia solidify himself into that role. I think it was a trade that sent him there last year, but he has kind of been the best, the highlight spot for the Blazers this season. Grant, they've had some good young talent come in there and look like they're playing hard and really, really willing to develop the right way, which is always a good sign because not a lot of teams are good at that, doing that in the NBA. Bringing young guys in, building them up, and then keeping them. The Blazers kind of their only option because they don't get free agent stars. So you have to do your job in the draft and then make that all kind of happen. It's rare for them to go get a young emerging talent like a Denny Avdia, bring him in, and then make him better. And that's what they've done. So shout out to the Blazers. I know they had some weird stuff happening in the coaching department earlier in the year with Chauncey Billups, but it seems like who is it that took over? Tiago Splitter has kind of kept them, at least kept the key players for them playing at a high level, right? So Denny Avdia in the lead there. Last one here that we've got, well, we technically have 2 more if you count Clutch Player of the Year, but this one is the most interesting one. This is where I think the most wide open race currently is right now. 6th Man of the Year, Philly, and I'll give you, it's not really a hint, but first place is plus 600, tied with second place.
Oh, wow. Well, geez, that is
yeah, this one's interesting because those are plus 600, 1 and 2. The third option, the third best odds to win, plus 750. Fourth best odds to win, plus 850.
Okay.
And then the 5th best odds to win are a rookie.
Gotcha. So I've got to figure that either Jordan Clarkson or Miles McBride should be up there. But, I mean, is Derek Queen up there as well? I'm sure he's probably not the lead, but
McBride's up there, but he's not in the lead.
okay.
Clarkson's down below.
It's somebody I would expect or kind of
you would not expect the first option at plus 600. The Tide's option at plus 600 right below him you would expect, and the number 3 option has won this award before.
So Naz Reid's up there. Jeez, this is tough. Maybe Simons?
No. Here's another hint. First and second option are in the same state.
First and second option are in the same state. So that it's got to be Texas, California, one of those. Let me go Reed Shepherd.
Reed Shepherd's the 4th option.
Oh, gosh.
At first, we have Anthony Black for the Orlando Magic.
Oh, my gosh.
And at number 2, we have Jaime Jaquez Jr. for the Miami Heat. He is my pick to win it. I'm actually going to go place this today. Jaime Jaquez Jr. plus 600 to win NBA 6th Man of the Year. We're going to go a light sprinkle on this because I think that he's going to get better odds. I do kind of bet futures with the intention of a cash out. I think at plus 600, even if he stays at 1B as the second option, I think him and Anthony Black's odds both go down drastically. Kind of meaning they drop to plus 400 together. They drop to plus 300 together. And then the third and fourth and so on options in that award, the odds obviously go up. Give me Jaime Jaquez at plus 600 right now to win this one. That is going to be a future bet we're laying here right now in the Ticket Puncher Show, December 18th. Pretty early in the NBA season. It's always exciting to get those out. But Philly, we're coming now to the end of the show. We got to get some official punches out. And I want to ask, because there's a lot of NBA games on, what yours were, but do you have any bets for any NBA futures before we move on?
I don't on any futures other than my Cavs championship bet, which is not looking great at the moment, but it's still a long season. That's all I had at the beginning of the season. Maybe If you believe in the upside at the end of the year, you'll get a great number. Now I got it at plus 700. It's probably double that price now. So, but that's it for me.
All right, I like it. If you are a believer in them, you can definitely make some money with that if they can start to turn things around. So, not bad. We do have JR's triple punch piece sent in. He's on the Lakers minus 9.5 tonight. So we'll go ahead and make that his official punch as well. He's also got some props for Thursday Night Football, which we didn't even get into. We do have about 2 minutes to get into them. So, Philly, quickly, are you on anything specifically in NFL tonight?
Yep, I'll throw a jab and then an official punch. Or we'll go with jab first. Cody Parkinson, touchdown, plus 240. This is a crazy price for a tight end that has 6 touchdowns in his last 6 games. The highest red zone target percentage for any Rams, pass catcher, outside of Devontae Adams. So that's a jab for his touchdown. Official punch, we're going Sam Darnold over 223.5 passing yards, sitting at minus 112. He already hit this versus the Rams this season, hitting 6 of 8 games where Seahawks have been in a 1-score game. I expect this game tonight to be in a 1-score game. So, yeah, give me Sam Darnold over 223.5 passing yards. Official punch.
I like it. I like that. I'm on Kenneth Walker. I got 2 official punches in here. Kenneth Walker, 40-plus rushing yards. Kyron Williams, 50-plus rushing yards. I think both running backs get their carries tonight and get over their yard. Well, over those 2 yard marks. Both of those yard marks about 5 to 7 yards under where their line's sitting at. So still good odds. A little bit under what they're projected to do to kind of keep it safe on this Thursday night football night. So we like that. We'll get the JR parlay posted as well. But we've got one more minute before we get out of here. Philly, in the NBA tonight, whatever you've got, go ahead and list it.
Yep. I already stated Michael Porter Jr. We're taking his over 25.5 points tonight. He's hitting 4 of the last 5 games, and those 4 that he hit, he had 30-plus in all of those. He'd allow the 4th most points to small forward position, so I like him to get at least 26 points tonight. And then we have Mark Williams, 10-plus rebounds, sitting at plus 112. He's had double-digit rebounds in 3 of the 4 career games versus Golden State. Warriors always undersized at the center position. I think Mark Williams gets the 10 rebounds. So those will be 2 official punches in the NBA for me.
I like it. My first official punch in the NBA tonight is going to be the New York Knicks getting the money line tonight. I mean, I don't know if there's any injuries right now. Jalen Brunson's still set to be playing. OG's going to be playing. I don't think there's any Karl Towns. But with OG, Brunson, and Mikal playing, give me the Knicks at minus 186 to beat the Pacers tonight on the road. That's going to be my first one. And my second one in the NBA tonight, we're in Golden State. I'm on the Jimmy Butler, 6-plus rebounds tonight at minus 156. And that's going to wrap us up on officials. This has been the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. Thank you all so much for listening and tuning in. Philly, let's go punch those tickets.
Let's punch those tickets.
All right. To our YouTube listeners and to our X listeners as well, we thank you all so much for tuning in. Philly, I didn't have anything else I wanted to add. I'm just trying to get everything written down right here. But I did want to get our triple punch parlay pieces sent in just because we're still live here. So I got the Jimmy Butler 6-plus, Kyron, Kenneth Walker, Norfolk State, and then I also had the Knicks money line as well. So I have 5 official punches tonight, and then we also had a jab in Murray State. So plenty of plays for you all to take between Philly and I. But let's get that triple punch piece. Our triple punch piece is sent because we do have JR's already at minus 9.5 in the favor of the Lakers going up against the Jazz in Utah tonight. I like that he picked it because I can't personally pick the Lakers anymore on these triple punch pieces, but I'm gonna go Nuggets money line for my triple punch piece. Keep things a bit basic. They are hosting the Magic, been one of the best teams at home this season. I don't think the Magic are gonna really have the tools on the interior to make things happen on the offensive end like they can typically do against some of these other teams having to go up against Jokic. and just some of the size they've got, obviously, with Cam Johnson as well. The Nuggets are just they play too hard on their home floor to come in there and beat them. So give me the Nuggets on my triple punch parlay piece.
All right.
And then Philly, who do you like?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the NFL, and I'm gonna take the secondary running back for the Seahawks, Zach Charbonnet, for 3+ rushing yards, sitting at -158. He's hit this in 6 straight games, and he's hit this in 10 of the 13 games on the season. So he's getting just enough carries, I feel like, to reach that 30+ rushing mark. So yeah, that's where we're gonna go.
Charbonnet over 31.5.
30+. So
30+.
Yep, just 30.
All right, Nuggets money line, Charbonnet 30+, Lakers -9.5. That's a good little triple punch parlay piece right there. The triple punch ticket punchers parlay. We give it out every day. So if you guys want to tell us on that one, we went 2-1 yesterday. Timberwolves were right there, and we're looking to go and get that 3-0 night on the triple punch here today. But Philly, unless there's anything you want to add, this is going to wrap us up here on the ticket punchers.
No, I think that's pretty much it for me, man.
Sounds good. We did get a couple comments in the chat. It says going Davis Allen all-time anytime touchdown and no TD scored for long shots tonight.
I do feel like it'll be 1 or 2 long shot touchdowns in this game. So
I do too. I'd like the no TD scored long shot, but I think it has to be a small sprinkle on that one.
Oh no! Ooh, yeah, small, very small.
Because these two offenses, I mean, you got the two best deep passers in the league outside of Drake May.
Right.
That could still be a lot of yards and still field goals. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, the teacher from Jeff, says, wait, who did JR train? That's awesome. Jeff's team is legit, and tonight is a huge game versus Silver Creek. Well, we asked him. We'll see if he sends that in or not, but we didn't get a name yet. But, yeah, Philly, I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah, I've been waiting on a lot of injury news, which is why I would have had more NBA plays because I've been waiting on an 11-game slate. It feels like forever. But, yeah, still a lot of injury news. I know Trae Young comes back tonight, so I was kind of iffy on any Hawks props. Jalen Johnson's numbers might go a little bit down. Not sure if Trae's going to be on a minute restriction. The Knicks, I think all those guys were playing now. I was hearing some rumors that, after the Cup game a couple nights ago, they might sit some of their starters for rest, but don't look like that's going to happen other than, Cat. And then, yeah, I've just been trying to wait on these injury news. They've kind of been a little late today, so to speak. So, yeah.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, it'd be late for a Knicks at a 7:10 tip-off. It'd be late for any Knicks pulls right now.
Yeah.
That would kind of aggravate me. But, yeah, if there's anything different, we'll get that tweeted out to you guys. Philly, I got to get out of here. We got something happening here on the radio in a little bit. Got to get prepared for it. So I am going to wrap up things on my end. But we'll catch you guys tomorrow. We'll also be on X tonight as well with some plays, maybe even a little bit of a stream tonight, potentially, depending on how the night looks. So thank you all